Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we are going to be practicing 6 different oil pastel techniques. I wanted to let you know that oil pastels can look a lot of different ways depending on what brand they are. We are going to start by creating 6 different squares on our paper. So you should have 3 across and then 3 towards the bottom. It is okay if these are not perfect squares. This is just practice. On the first square, you're going to write light pressure. On the next one, you will write heavy pressure. Then we are going to practice the technique called Scumbling. So that is Scumbling. We'll also practice Scruffito, as well as stippling. And last but not least, we will try out a transfer technique. You can go ahead and pause the video here to finish writing down those notes. Now we are going to have our oil pastels. First, we're going to start off by practicing the light pressure technique. As you can hear in the word, you hear the word pressure. Pressure starts with a P, and so does the word push. Pressure means how hard or soft you are pushing down. So for a light pressure technique, you are pushing lightly with your oil pastel. So you're going to go in with one color, pushing lightly, overlapping it with another color. You should still see some of the paper underneath with a light pressure technique, because you are pushing lightly. So it may not cover the whole paper and you'll still see the texture of the oil pastel. Next, we're going to grab 2 other colors and try a heavy pressure blend. You can tell that I am pushing down a lot harder this time. Then I'm going to go from the other side and overlap the 2 colors in the middle, pushing hard. Remember, heavy pressure, you press hard. Heavy, hard. I like to try using 2 primary colors for this, so it makes the secondary colors in the middle where they mix. Next, we are going to try out the Scumbling technique. What this means is we are going to go in circular motions with our oil pastel in order to blend them. So, remember, Scumbling means going in a circular motion. I'm going to go with one color in a circle motion. Kind of looks just like scribbles, but you'll see how they'll blend together. Then I'm going to go in with another color, circular motions called Scumbling, and blend them in the middle. You see how this still creates a blend, but it has kind of a nice texture to it. This blending technique is called Scumbling. Next, we're going to try out Scruffito. This one is one of my personal faves. For half of your square, you're going to color with just one color. You want to apply hard pressure for the Scruffito technique to work. Then you're going to grab a scratching tool. This can be as simple as a wooden stick or bamboo skewer. Then you can scrape through the oil pastel. Sgraffito is actually an Italian word that means to scratch through. Another cool way to do this, in the other half of your square, is to do a heavy pressure blend of different colors. These can be any colors you want to practice with. And then when you're all done with your heavy pressure blend of colors, you are actually going to cover them all up on top with a black oil pastel. When you're finished, grab your black and cover up all of your coloring. Then you're going to grab your scraping or scratching tool and scratch through. This is kind of like creating your own scratch board, where when you scratch through, you then see the color underneath instead of the color of your paper. Next, we are going to test out stippling. Stippling is using small dots to create a blend. So I'm going to use dots of oil pastel, overlapping them to create a nice visual effect or a blend here. Next up is a really cool one. This is going to be sort of like a magic trick. You're going to need a separate piece of paper and create a hard pressure blend. You can use multiple different colors. I personally think it works out the best if you use all kinds of different colors on this transfer technique. Remember, you are using a hard pressure blend, so you should press pretty hard to do your heavy pressure blend for this transfer technique. I'm just going in with random splotches of color, but if you want to be a little more organized about it, that's okay too. Then you're going to take this paper and flip it over. You can draw a design on the back. It can be any sort of design that you want. I like to do this first just to kind of plan out my design. Once your design is completed, you are going to go in with a scratching tool or a pencil. I'm going to use a pencil so I can tell what lines that I've already gone over. You want to press hard with your pencil so that this transfer technique works really well. So press pretty hard with your pencil when you do this. Then you are going to flip your paper over and reveal your colors. You can see that now your oil pastel has transferred onto your new piece of paper, but only the lines that you pressed show up. Now you have two separate artworks. I hope that practicing these techniques help you to love using oil pastels. Happy making!